Hi everyone, I'm Carrie with ANOVA-Resources. Today I'd like to talk about the transition from being an individual contributor to becoming a manager. The transition can be challenging because the skills that helped you succeed as an employee aren't always the same skills that help you succeed as a manager. As an individual contributor, you're often recognized for solving problems, producing great work, responding quickly, and getting things done. As a manager, your success is no longer solely measured by what you accomplish. It's measured by what your team accomplishes too. As you've probably heard before, management is getting work done through others. That's one of the fundamental shifts in leadership. Your role has changed, and so has the value you're expected to bring to the organization. I'm going to be very straightforward here. You're no longer being paid primarily for your own output. You're being paid to build capability in others, remove obstacles, make good decisions, and help your team succeed. Those are your goals. Something I see fairly often is managers continuing to do the work they were promoted from. They might review every document before it's sent, rewrite emails, step back into projects they've already delegated, and answer questions their employees could answer themselves. Or they may take on the more fun tasks of their team or things that they're just more comfortable with, rather than focusing on their managerial duties. Most of the time, this isn't because they don't trust the employees, it's more something within themselves. It's because they care about quality, they want to be helpful, or believe it's simply faster to do themselves. But there's another consequence that often gets overlooked. When managers continue holding on to work that capable employees could be doing, it limits those employees' opportunities to grow while also preventing managers from focusing on the work only they can do. Organizations invest in managers because they want them developing people, improving systems, solving larger organizational challenges, and helping the entire team perform at a higher level. Every hour a manager spends doing work someone else could do with little coaching, is an hour that's just not spent leading. One idea I often share with managers is something called the 80% rule. If someone on your team can perform a task about 80% as well as you can, it's probably time to let them own it. That doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means recognizing that the remaining 20% is often your personal style rather than something that's critical to the organization's success. Maybe they organize a report differently or solve a problem using a different approach. As long as the outcome meets the expectations of the role, those differences are often opportunities for employees to learn, develop confidence, and discover their own strengths. One question I encourage managers to ask themselves is, am I solving a problem my employees could solve themselves? If the answer is yes, it may be an opportunity to coach instead of taking over. Leadership isn't about becoming involved in every decision. It's about creating an environment where employees understand what's expected of them, have the authority to make appropriate decisions, and continue developing their own judgment over time. When managers make that shift, something interesting happens. Employees become more confident. Managers spend less time solving routine problems, which is such a blessing. And organizations become stronger because knowledge, decision making, and responsibility are shared across the team instead of resting on one person. I'd like to leave you with one quote from my book, The Next Wave of People Management. Leadership isn't about creating dependence, it's about building ownership. When employees understand what's expected of them, have the confidence to make decisions, and continue developing their own judgment, managers become leaders, teams become stronger, and organizations become more resilient. I hope this was helpful. If there's an HR, leadership, or AI topic you'd like me to cover, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. See you next time.